You don't have a choice. I still...
Ben 10 gets slept on for this, but the franchise has some of the best pure hand-to-hand combatants in all of Western animation. Not, I pressed a watch and a laser came out. I mean, actual, get-in-your-face, throw-hands combat. So today, we're ranking the top 10 strongest hand-to-hand fighters across the entire Ben 10 universe. Classic, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, all of it counts. Quick rule before we start, this is about raw fighting skill and physical combat ability, not just who has the biggest energy blast. So yeah, some fan favorites might rank lower than you expect. Let's argue about it in the comments like civilized people. Let's go. Kicking things off at number 10, and this pick might surprise a few of you. It's Forearms. Look, Forearms isn't exactly known for technique. He's known for hitting things really hard 4 times over, but that's exactly why he earns a spot here. In terms of pure grappling strength, brute takedowns, and the ability to just physically overpower almost anything in his weight class, Forearms is one of the most reliable hand-to-hand options Ben's ever had. He's not winning any style points. He's winning because the other guy's on the ground.
I don't really see it that way.
Number 9, and we're going from brute force to actual trained fighter. It's Kevin Levin, specifically in his prime absorption fueled brawling form. Kevin's interesting because before any powers even come into play, he's already a scrappy, street smart fighter who knows how to handle himself. Add in his ability to absorb materials and turn his fists into literal weapons mid-fight, and you've got someone who treats every brawl like a chess match where he's also holding a sledgehammer. He fights dirty, he fights smart, and most importantly, he fights like someone who's been in way more fights than he should have been.
We're safe as long as we stay inside the ship.
Number 8 is for the fans who appreciate a fighter with actual formal training behind them. Rook Blonko. Rook isn't flashy. Rook is precise. This is a guy who trained specifically in armed and unarmed combat before he ever became Ben's partner, and it shows every single time he fights. Clean strikes, disciplined footwork, and he treats his proto-tool less like a weapon and more like an extension of his own hand-to-hand technique. Where a lot of fighters on this list rely on power, Rook relies on doing everything correctly every time. That consistency is exactly why he ranks where he does.
I think this guy knows something.
Number 7, and this is where the list starts getting genuinely dangerous. Ben as Rath. Rath is chaos with a black belt. He's unpredictable, absurdly strong, fast, and fights like every match is personal, because in his head, it always is. The name-based catchphrases are funny, sure, but underneath the comedy is a cerebral crustacean built entirely around ferocious, relentless close-quarters combat. Most fighters have a rhythm you can read. Rath doesn't have rhythm. He has vibes, and the vibes are, I will not stop.
You want a piece of rap? You got a piece.
Number 6, and we're bringing in someone who fights like hand-to-hand combat is a full-time profession. Attea, the Incursion warlord. Small, terrifyingly fast, and genuinely one of the more skilled physical combatants introduced later in the franchise. Attea isn't relying on size or brute strength. She's relying on speed, aggression, and an actual command of real fighting technique that catches most opponents off guard the first time they underestimate her. And a lot of people underestimate her exactly once.
Which way, how, say what?
Top 5. This is where the list stops being about individual skill and starts being about fighters who could realistically go toe-to-toe with almost anyone. Ben as Wildmutt. No eyes, all instinct. Wildmutt fights purely on enhanced senses, raw animal speed, and predatory close combat instinct, which honestly makes him more dangerous in a straight brawl than a lot of flashier aliens. He's not thinking about the fight, he's just reacting, faster than most opponents can plan around. Fighting someone with a strategy is hard. Fighting something that doesn't have one is somehow harder.
I was gonna do that for you.
Tell you what.
Number 4, and this is the pick that separates the casual fans from the ones who actually watched every arc. Ben as Lodestar, using magnetic manipulation in direct physical combat, pulling opponents in, redirecting their own momentum against them, controlling the entire flow of a fight without ever needing to overpower someone with pure strength. It's less hand-to-hand in the traditional sense and more hand-to-hand chess, where Lodestar is basically deciding where his opponent's fists are allowed to go before they even throw the punch.
Finally, I get the guy I dialed up.
Top 3. We are not playing around anymore. Ben has feedback in close quarters combat, absorbing an opponent's energy output mid-exchange and turning their own power directly back into the fight. This is terrifying for one specific reason. The harder someone hits feedback, the worse it goes for them. It flips the entire logic of a fight upside down. You're not just fighting an opponent anymore. You're actively making them stronger with every swing you take.
Oh yeah.
Number 2, and this pick's earned through sheer consistency across the entire franchise. Ben as Humungousaur, specifically in his fully grown, battle-hardened form. Massive size, genuine hand-to-hand skill underneath all that mass, and the kind of durability that lets him just walk through hits that would end most other fighters on this list. He's not the most technical, he's not the fastest, but pound for pound, form for form, there are very few fighters in the Ben 10 universe who can trade blows with Humungousaur and come out ahead.
I've beaten tougher guys than you.
And the number 1 strongest hand-to-hand fighter in Ben 10, Ben is AlienX tier man combined with combat-focused ultimate forms. Okay, real talk, this spot really belongs to peak Ben Tennyson himself, the human behind all 10 of these aliens, because here's the thing people forget. Ben isn't strong because of any single alien. Ben's strongest asset is that after 10 years of transforming, adapting, and fighting through literally every style on this list, he is the one common thread who's learned all of it. He fights like 4 arms when he needs power, like Rook when he needs precision, like Rath when he needs relentlessness, because he's absorbed every lesson from every form he's ever worn. The Omnitrix gives him the tools, but Ben himself is the actual fighter.
Water-stopping motion carry.
And that's the list. 10 of the strongest hand-to-hand fighters across the entire Ben 10 universe. I already know the comments are going to be flooded with, where's Cash and JT? So let's have that argument right now, down below. If you want part 2 covering the strongest ranged fighters instead, smash that like button so I know to make it happen. See you in the next one.